sacred cow. Honorable Kirwa, do you think that we have sacred cows? And looking at, there was a law, or the president initially had said that no cabinet secretary is going to escape if money is lost under your watch. But that seems to have changed now that we have Honorable Cicely, who was in charge when this money was lost, but she's still sitting pretty so far. With the arrest, we've not seen her, being touched. She's very quiet. So has that changed, do you think?
I don't think the law has changed. What I think, one, I'm sure the president has more information than any one of us can have, given the position he holds, and will be able to crack the whip as he sees it fit. But let me say this. I find this NYS scandal too big just to end at the door of the one cabinet secretary. I have a feeling, because from what we are hearing is that some of the bills that are being liquidated now are pending bills that arose from the previous administrations, that of Waiguru and that one of Cicely. And therefore, it would be good to look at the sum total of the culpability, such that we do not focus on Cicely and tomorrow we focus on Waiguru. Such that by the time we say let's crack the whip, we crack the whip from the beginning, and we see, because we are saying this is the tip of the iceberg. And the iceberg, when you see the tip, the monster is so big underneath. Now, what could be underneath? Now, finally, is this going to acquire tribal dimension? Because my worry is, as we investigate more, people will say we are being lynched because we come from a certain political persuasion or a certain community. I hope it is not going to acquire that feeling.
All right, Professor, your thoughts on sacred cows and the fact that we have a leader, I'm trying to remember where it was, who came late for a meeting. He was 10 minutes late, and based on that, he thought he would resign. And this, of course, was not in Kenya. But we're in a society, in a community where literally 9 billion is lost under your watch, but you still sit in office, even if you are not, your hand was not in the cookie jar. Isn't that a huge indication that you're incompetent?
First of all, let us close this country for innovation. And let's call the Pope to come and cleanse.
Well, the Pope already came, and the president is on record saying we need his prayers, and I think he prayed for us.
No, I
so
think
maybe
that was
now
not enough.
maybe it's not prayers that we need. We need
bring
more
the
than
mullahs,
prayers.
the mullahs, the Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, to come in and close all the borders and close the whole system so that we can have some kind of cleansing. I can see Cicely Kariuki becoming the next governor, because Waiguru has created the presidency. What is really wrong with these people? What is wrong with this minister? Why isn't she home cooking for her children as she's being investigated? She is the thief, because she knows exactly what went on while she was a minister for that document.
Well, if we say she's the thief, that would be a very strong accusation, because we don't have the evidence.
I'm ready to go to court
Okay.
and to be persecuted because of this.
Okay.
The moral turpitude test requires a gentleman or a honorable person to step aside immediately so that the public can have confidence and faith in whatever investigations are coming in. Waiguru stepped aside, even though she became the governor, but I look at her differently than I can look at this Cicely Kariuki. This is shame to the presidency by bringing in people who are inexperienced. And that's why I would like the law to be changed so that we have ministers elected by people so that they can defend issues in parliament. But when you see some of these ministers that were appointed recently, some of them have got questionable characters. They can fit into misfits. I'm sorry to use that language, because some of them don't even have education. They are not exposed. They do not know what actually Kenyans go through every day.
Okay.
Now,
Carry on.
So for me, the sacred cows are there, and maybe there are 4. And they will come out very soon.
You already have the number.
Yeah. And
you want to share with us maybe the names?
You
might help with the investigation.
Probably. And I'm happy that what is going on right now is, first of all, to kill the stooges around so that we can have the sacred cow being thrown in jail. But I still say that they should be hanged. Capital punishment
should be reintroduced.
Yes.
All right, Honorable Cherargei, your legislator, the person I was talking about is Lord Bates, who is the International Development Minister. That's in the UK. He basically felt that he had let his leaders end, generally everybody down by coming in late for a meeting. Now, that's the certain threshold of integrity that, of course, in Kenya we wish we had. Do you feel that as a legislator, your fellows, I don't know what you discuss with with the other gentlemen when you sit down for a cup of tea, but does it ever come up that there needs to be a change in terms of our threshold of integrity from our leaders?
I think we have to agree, and all of us here, that we have a problem with value system in this country. Number two is that stealing nowadays or being corrupt can elevate you to the office, an elective office. It's one of the ingredients that Kenyans have allowed to entertain. Because if you go to some countries like China, Asian countries, the reason they say at independence we are the same power, at the same power. But as now they are different because they didn't entertain the issues of corruption. It means our value system has gone down, and therefore, if you go to countries like China and Japan and other Asian countries, to be corrupt is even shameful, or even to be associated or to be linked, until some people have to commit suicide to avoid the public shame. And therefore, the problem we have in this country is that the Kenyans, as Kenyans, we glorify people who have been associated with craft, either linked or not, and therefore it is very unfortunate that if there are sacred cows in the government, they should fail. The eggs should fall on them. They should resign. In fact, it is morally. The appointing authority doesn't need to sack you. It is morally right to resign because you have both collective, political, moral and economic responsibility to step down or step aside so that your name can be cleared. And therefore, I've had Professor Majakoya saying that he's aware there are 4. And I want to urge Kenyans who have come in contact with such very important information to see the DCI, Director of Criminal Investigations, Mr. Kinoti, or any nearest police station, and ensure they record statements so that we also have a collective and concerted effort in fighting corruption, even on our side. And I want to agree, he has mentioned a very critical point that we need even to make corruption. We amend the Economic Crimes Act and also even the Anti-Corruption Act and ensure that we put corruption as part of the capital offenses. But I hope the human rights bodies will not be demonstrating again, saying we are abusing human rights and maybe want to report us to TI so that we can be ranked among the worst countries in human rights abuses because we want to purge corruption. And I think that is the point. The convictions that we'll have is no longer a luxury. We must have as an absolute necessity so that we can have our country back. And I'm happy, finally, Mike, that the presidency have shown the goodwill and have spoken that they will not turn back in ensuring that we address the issue of corruption once